Hey, somebody's got to vacuum the cats. You did? Excellent. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. You are listening to the Professional Noticer.
Hey, keep rolling there.
Here, you and I will use common sense and all the wisdom we can muster to move beyond what is true and go all the way to the truth. Creating measurable results for people like you and families like yours, I am the Professional Noticer.
This is an outrage. I demand an explanation.
Hello, everyone. I'm Andy Andrews. Hey, thank you for making me a part of your week. Yes, our topics might seem to vary, but it's because the things you care about most are often greatly affected by the things you care about least. Therefore, we will field questions about business, spiritual issues, and popular culture, and we'll tackle the occasional conundrums like, have you ever imagined a world with no hypothetical situations? My purpose here today, and with every show we do, is to play the part of a best friend or coach. I want to help you live the life you would live if all your toughest questions were answered. The Professional Noticer sponsor this week is IAITAM.org, pronounced ITAM.org. This is the only global, member-based training organization that's dedicated to meeting the needs of IT asset management professionals. Did you know that companies now have IT asset management professionals? Almost every big company has. This is one of the growing parts of American industry, and really around the world, where companies need somebody to actually manage what kind of software they're doing. How many people are using this? What's happening with it? How is it being shared? Is it being done legally? It's basically just like a compliance officer for an NCAA football team, making sure that everybody plays by the rules and doesn't get in trouble. ITAM.org is absolutely amazing. This is created by Dr. Barb Rimbiesa, somebody you should know. I see her quoted in news and on television shows all the time. And she actually created this industry. Again, ITAM is the only global training organization turning out IT asset managers. Did you know that when these IT asset managers graduate from this training organization, corporations around the world immediately hire these people? You need to check them out. You can go to school on this with an online program and get this degree that's in huge demand. There's tons of companies that depend on ITAM to train their asset managers. I mean, it's everybody from Sony Pictures to NASA to the United Nations. It's hilarious to me that Google is one of their clients. Google, Yahoo, Facebook, Microsoft, Apple. When these people have IT issues, they hire the people that ITAM has trained. That's IAITAM.org. Observations and answers. Now, that's what we do here. I deliver the observations, but you provide the questions. And questions are a critical component of the person you and I aspire to become. Hey, we need your questions, all right? Feel free, call in on 1-800-726-ANDY, or email us at theprofessionalnoticer@andyandrews.com. Love to have your questions. And if your question is used on the podcast, you'll have your choice of the online course, 100-Year Parenting, or you can choose the Guided Traveler Experience. But either way, come on. We need your questions. I want to talk to you. And don't worry about being embarrassed. I mean, don't be embarrassed to ask a question. The person who never asks a question either knows everything or they don't know anything. Just remember, the quality of your answers can only be determined by the quality of your questions. This week, our first question is from Sheldon. He's from Wisconsin. Let's listen.
Hi, Andy. This is Sheldon from Wisconsin. I really appreciate your podcast, your books, and your noticing. I'm a husband, a father, and a business owner, and I love to help people solve problems and give them a plan to reach their goals. giving great effort is something I really value. I struggle when I perceive someone not give great effort towards their goals to the point of frustration or anger, and I respond in a way I want to change. Or to be blunt, I just say something stupid. Do I need to just calm down? Do you have any suggestions that would help with my communication or ways to give me a moment of pause? Thanks again for taking my question.
Sheldon, I'm not sure you're going to love this answer, okay, but you need to hear this answer, okay? I appreciate from you the kind words about the podcast and the books. And I hear that you love to help people solve problems and give them a plan to reach their goals. And I understand that giving great effort is something you look for. And it's okay to struggle when you perceive someone not giving that great effort, but you can't struggle to the point of frustration or anger. You can't respond in a way that makes them not want to be around you. Sheldon, you said, I just say something stupid. And then you asked me something stupid. You said, do I need to just calm down? Sheldon, yes. Yes, you just need to calm down. You can't be mentoring these people and not have control over yourself to the point that you say something stupid. So do I have any suggestions that'll help with your communication? Yeah, you got to step back just a little bit. I think the last thing you said was, can you tell me something to give you a moment of pause? Brother, you need to have a moment of pause before you go into these meetings with these people. All right? I want you to understand, and I don't mean to just like blow you out of your chair here, but Sheldon, there are so few people like you who are wanting to help other people and who are willing to listen, that you've got to have the patience with them that is required for them to actually want to talk. Getting better at something or striving or working, it's the toughest thing in the world to do when what you're working on is yourself. They are already in a tough place. And honestly, I think most people are not going to give the efforts that you would. Most people are not going to strive toward their goals in the same way that you would. And so I think your choice is you can either, you say, do I need to calm down? And I was kind of teasing about that being something stupid, okay? The reason I said it to begin with is because I think you already know. I think you already know. Do I need to calm down? You already know you need to calm down. You wouldn't have asked the question. But I want you to understand that you are rare. The world needs people like you who will listen, and you can't be a person who will listen and then just blow them out, right? I mean, I understand. I understand because sometimes I'm very frustrated with some of the things that I hear or some of the things that I'm asked that I feel like I need to take time to explain again. There are people that I know or, people that are coming to me for counsel. And I feel like, didn't we already talk about this? But so I understand the frustration. But more than anything, I think that you have to develop a peace and a patience that they can latch on to. You have to be that lifeboat in that stormy sea that they are experiencing. When they come and have a cup of coffee with you once a week, you want to be that one calm place, not that place that they're scared of. And you want them to be able to tell you the truth, because you want to have a great assessment. You want to know where they are. But if they're scared to tell you the truth because they're scared how you're going to react, you're not getting the real picture anyway. Okay, so as always, Sheldon, I see in my own life the biggest changes I need to make to help other people change are changes that I need to make in myself. The biggest changes I need to make for other people, those changes are in me. And so just look closely, and I think you'll figure this out pretty quickly if you haven't already. I think calm is what you need. And I think that if you exhibit it first, you will actually soon feel it. Okay? All right. Hey, thank you so much, Sheldon. I appreciate the question. I'm Andy Andrews, the professional noticer, harnessing common sense and wisdom to plow through challenges all the way to an answer for you. Our next question's from Jen. She's from Minnesota. Let's listen.
Hi, Andy. This is Jen from Rochester, Minnesota. And first of all, I wanted to say thank you so much for your work and your gift in storytelling. My husband and I use the 7 principles you teach from the Traveler's Gift in our family devotionals, and they've been great. I also have a question for you. I'm working on a book, and I'm wondering if when you wrote your book, did you find an agent first, or did you submit your manuscript directly to a publisher? Also, did you wait until you had the full manuscript, or did you send a sample chapter with an outline? I've written 3 other books. 1 I self-published, and 2 were through a small religious publisher. And I've really enjoyed both routes. But with this one, I'm feeling like I want to reach a larger audience. So I'm just wondering about how to go about working with an agent. Thank you so much for all of your help, and have a great day. Bye.
Hi, Jen. Thank you for the kind words about the Traveler's Gift. I'm glad you've used those with your children. I used to wonder a lot before I had even written the Traveler's Gift, while I was still compiling those 7 decisions. One of the first thoughts I had before I had ever written the Traveler's Gift, and I was still living on the beach, and I was reading biographies, and I had identified these 7 things. But one of the first thoughts I had was, what happens to somebody who knows these 7 things? What happens to a kid whose parents know these 7 things and raise these kids teaching all of these 7 things? What happens to that kid's life? And I think you guys are doing great work bringing your children up with these principles. And hey, congratulations. You have 3 books already, and you're looking at doing a bigger one with a broader audience. I can totally relate, all right, because I had several self-published books before The Traveler's Gift was done. And with The Traveler's Gift, that was the very first one that I really thought I needed to hold out and get, a big publisher, to do this. I thought, like you said, I thought it needed a broader audience. Now, I'm just going to answer the questions you asked, because we could talk for hours about this, and maybe sometime we need to, all right? But you asked, when I wrote my book, should I find an agent first or submit my manuscript directly to the publisher? Okay, here's something you need to know. You can't submit your manuscript directly to a publisher. Not anymore. Actually, this has kind of been the deal for years. If you submit your manuscript directly to the publisher, it goes directly into the trash. It does not get opened. I know that, my publisher gets literally thousands of unsolicited manuscripts every year, and they don't even open them. They go directly into the trash. Part of it is a legal issue. It's the same reason in my contract, I cannot read somebody's manuscript. I mean, I had a friend ask me the other day, he said, "Hey, I've got a manuscript, a book I'm working on here." I said, "Man, you would not believe this." I said, "But I cannot read your manuscript because legally I'm contracted not to read." And it's only because we live in such a litigious society. Is that the word? Litigious? Is that the word, Matt? You like it? It means a lot of people sue a lot of people. I think that's the right word. If it's not, you guys can laugh at me. But people sue you. They'll say, "Well, you stole my idea." But my point is, you can't send an unsolicited manuscript to a publisher. So you have to have an agent. All right. Now, the way you get an agent is kind of like you were thinking about sending your manuscript to a publisher. You want to send your manuscript, if you're wanting a traditional publisher, you're wanting to send your manuscript to real agents. Now, I want to tell you something. When I say real agents, what I'm saying is, if you send your manuscript to somebody and they say, "Yeah, for $5,000, I will pitch this manuscript," this is not a real agent, okay? Literary agents make their money placing books with major publishers, and they take a percentage of the advance and of the royalties. I mean, that's how agents make their money. And so, traditional publishers basically use agents as a filtering device. But because if the agent calls the publisher and the agent has read this and the agent feels like it is good enough to represent, and that agent has a good reputation with that publisher, not that they don't bother them unless they have something that's really worthwhile. If you can get your manuscript into an agent and an agent accepts it, well, there you've got a really good chance. And so, again, you want to do that just by, you can go on the internet and find agents, and you can go on their websites and you can find out if these guys are kind of big time, if they're middle time, or if they're just beginning. And you don't want an agent right now. You don't want to concentrate on the agents that are representing John Grisham and people like that, okay? Because, it's just going to be a tougher time. If you can connect, and you can, with somebody who's, more on the beginning of their career instead of the end of their career, that's what you'd like. Somebody who's already building a reputation and has somewhat built one, but they aren't a superstar in the world of literary agents. Okay. I do think that you should keep in mind that self-publishing is still a great option. I know that you already have self-published one and you have two with small publishers, but self-publishing is not what it used to be. It's a lot more controllable now, with the online platforms like Amazon and Target and Barnes and Noble and Walmart.com and all these companies that have online stores. You can get your books in. And you have distribution so that when you go on a radio show and they say, "So, Jen, tell us where we can get your book," you can say, "Oh, you can get my book at any of the major online retailers." And, because when I was self-published my book and people said, "Andy, tell us where you can get your book," it was like, "Well, meet me outside the radio station. I've got a couple in my trunk." That's all I could say. And so there was no national distribution for those. But today, you can get that. Just be careful self-publishing and understand that most of the houses that, they call themselves publishers, but they charge you to publish your book, and I'm putting quote marks around that. just understand that they are really, in reality, these guys are printers, because whatever you give them, that's what they're going to print. All right. If you turn in a crappy cover, well, they're going to print it. If you turn in a manuscript that has a bunch of typos, they're going to print them. All right. They're going to print if the dedication's in the wrong place, if it's upside down, if it's up toward the top of the page and half of it is off the page, they're going to print it. Okay. So if you're using the kind of companies that call themselves self-publishers, they're fine, but you have to manage the process. You need a real editor. Don't get somebody that was good at high school English. All right, get a real editor that's up on the modern conventions and what has to be done in books published today. Even major publishers don't have these editors on staff anymore. They're all freelance, and so you can get them just like a major publisher can't get them. You get them just by going on the internet. They're advertising. They're looking for work just like we are, and so. But get a real editor, get a real graphics designer, and know what you're putting together. But don't be afraid to self-publish again. And if you decide to go the way of the traditional publisher and the agent and all, then keep after it. And God bless you. It's an amazing road. You'll learn a lot. You'll be frustrated, but I think if you hang in there, you can make it happen. Okay? All right. Good luck, Jen. I can't wait to see your fourth book. This is going to be the best one yet. Okay? Hey, I think that'll do it for this week. Get us out of here, Matthew. So, ladies and gentlemen, and to the boys and girls who aspire to become ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of another episode of The Professional Noticer. In a world where common sense has become a superpower, I'm harnessing what mental energy I have for you, seeking wisdom, making observations, and endeavoring to answer tough questions in a way that will empower your family and your business. I'm Andy Andrews. Until next week, smile while you talk, shake hands with the kids you meet, and make sure you have an answer to the question, how do you know when it's time to tune your bagpipes? And so, until next week, goodbye. This episode of The Professional Noticer was produced by Matt Limpert. The Noticer theme written and performed by Sugarcane Jane. Double espressos provided by Twinkle and Smoke of Beverly Hills. Additional financial consideration provided by IrritatingCliches.com. IrritatingCliches.com is an online portal connecting you to others who go about their daily lives peppering conversations with worn-out platitudes that have outlived their usefulness. They think outside the box, push the edge of the envelope, and have paradigm shifts on a regular basis. Want to learn more? To be honest, and with all due respect, the fact of the matter is that IrritatingCliches.com will teach you the art of talking without saying anything at all. At the end of the day, when push comes to shove, you really do want to take it to the next level. IrritatingCliches.com. It is what it is.